Now on Fast Track News, new scooters are waiting for us when we got back from spring break. Are students using them, and what do they think?
Plus, we now have royalty on campus. Hear from one of the new 500 princesses from Purdue.
And it's March Sadness, although we are still a little mad too. We are recapping the Purdue men's and women's basketball season. All your campus news, weather, and sports are straight ahead. Fast Track is back. Good afternoon, Boilers. Today is Friday, March 24th, and I'm Andrea Yu.
And I'm Daniel Beques. Hope everyone had a great spring break, but now the countdown to summer and for some of us graduation finally begins.
When you return to campus, you might have noticed there were scooters waiting to greet you. The university recently partnered with a company called Vio, and reporter Aurora Len explains why these new alternative transportation devices are a little different.
Are you tired of walking around campus? A new type of scooter is now arriving at Purdue University. These scooters are from Vio, a company founded by Purdue alumni. Today we are going to figure out what students think of these new scooters.
As one of the most popular transportations on campus, scooter is well received by students for its convenience.
If you drive a car, the main issue is finding a parking spot. And especially when nowadays the campus have so many students and most of them prefer to have a car. So it's hard to find a parking spot for a car. And compared with bicycle is a lot heavier than the scooter and hard to carry with you. In most cases, if students want to go to a university hall and go to the lecture, and they cannot carry their bicycle with them. But with scooter, they can carry their scooter into the building and even though in their classroom.
As for the new electric scooters, they are classified as electric or motor-powered vehicles. So they must obey the rules based on Section 5 of Purdue's regulations.
I heard a new scooter company, they're cheaper apparently compared to like the one we had before. So far, I haven't driven one. I've seen some of them on campus. I mean, from just the pictures of it, I guess it looks nicer, it looks more new, it looks lighter. And I know they also, according to the website, they offer like the seated bikes thing. I think that's pretty cool. That's something that I would definitely want to try out, see it, because I've never ridden those kind of bikes things before.
While these new scooters were available for Purdue students on Friday, March 17, safety issues were also worth considering.
And I think one of the more dangerous things I've encountered was, I don't know if you guys seen these, I think a few months ago, there was like this big yellow scooter that's like, I know one of them was going down the hill and it almost run me over. That was kind of scary in my opinion.
We'll continue following the updates of these new electrical scooters. This is Aurora Ling reporting for Purdue Fast Track News.
Vio was created by two Purdue alums back in 2017. The university says they worked with the Purdue Foundry to launch their startup company.
And if you plan to take one of the new scooters for a spin, watch out for wet pavement.
Meteorologist Audrey Shirley is here with the first look at a rainy and chilly forecast. Where's spring, Audrey?
Well, I'm not sure, Daniel, but Sunday we will be seeing some more spring-like conditions. However, today that is not the case. We're going to be seeing a lot of rainfall as we move throughout today and throughout our week. However, make sure to definitely bring those raincoats, rain jackets, rain boots, all that jazz. So we're going to be looking at a high of about 46 degrees today. However, with those wind speeds of 13 to 17 miles per hour, it will be quite chilly, so definitely bring that jacket with you. As we look ahead at our hourly, we're going to be looking again at some rainier conditions throughout our day. 6 a.m., it'll be about 37 degrees, and then we'll start to warm up by noon. And it will be a bit cloudy between 9 and noon. However, we'll start to see some more rain as we get into those night hours as well. Looking ahead this weekend, we're going to see it's going to be pretty rainy again, as I said earlier, on Friday and Saturday. However, Sunday, look at this. We're going to get some sunny conditions, and that is very exciting, with a high of 53.
And during spring break, new street signs went up along a busy campus street. As announced by Purdue last semester, from Grand Street to US 31, State Street has been renamed to Mitch Daniels Boulevard after the former university president. Campus addresses and mapping systems are being updated as well. These new addresses will keep their building number. Only the street name has been changed. As soon as the address is confirmed and updated, The affected personnel and mixed-use building contacts will be notified directly.
Each day in communities close to Purdue and across the world, there are individuals that require blood transplants to help fight disease or support them in emergency situations. Alpha Phi Omega and organizations campus-wide routinely come together to partner with the American Red Cross to help people in need of blood. For the past 90 years, APO Purdue has been dedicated to committing their time outside of class to serving the community alongside their peers and has placed emphasis on the importance of blood donations to their fellow Boilermakers. Member Mohammed Awad Elzed shared with Fast Track News that the demand is higher than ever this year due to a shortage of blood. The American Red Cross reports it sources over 40% of the nation's blood and states that one person may depend on 100 units alone following a car accident. If you are interested in attending the next blood drive in April, scan the QR code in the corner to register.
More development plans have been announced for the Discovery Park District on the west side of campus. The university, the Purdue Research Foundation, Purdue for Life, and a development company called VAR-City have reached an agreement to create what they call a wellness-infused residential development. That's according to a news release from the university. The project is geared towards attracting both alumni and community members to live there. Similar projects by Varsity include houses and freestanding villas, concierge services, restaurants, assisted living options, and more. The news release says the development will also feature an early childhood education center, green space including pickleball courts, and even residents will have Purdue ID cards for university facilities and the ability to audit lecture courses for free.
This year, 4 Purdue women were selected to serve as 500 princesses, representing the Indianapolis 500 Festival during the month of May.
Ryan Bowers, a senior studying brain and behavioral sciences on a pre-med track, was one of the 33 selected. She said she was studying in the Union when she found out she was selected.
And I saw that the email came through. I honestly was just shocked at first, and then just so excited. As you kind of are, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they actually picked me. My grandma was a princess back in the 1960s, so since it's been in the family, it was just both exciting for me and my family. So I'm just so grateful for the opportunity. Super exciting for sure.
Bowers and the other 500 princesses will be taking part in a variety of community events and educating those about the Indianapolis 500 leading up to the race day. The 107th running of the Indy 500 will be Sunday, May 28th.
Purdue researchers were awarded at the South by Southwest Conference and Festivals. The award ceremony took place in Austin, Texas on Monday, March 13th. The researchers won the 2023 Innovation Award in the Sustainability category for developing the world's whitest paint. Mechanical engineering professor Xiuling Run developed the paint. It helps combat global warming by keeping surfaces cool and reducing air conditioning indoors. The invention has been highlighted on PBS NewsHour and The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Last year, Run and his team created a new formula for the paint that's lighter and thinner. This version is more effective in reducing heat from cars, trains, airplanes, and spacecraft. Covering just 1% of the Earth's surface with this innovative paint could reduce the effects of global warming. They'll continue to develop formulas suited for pavement. Up next, see what Purdue gamers are up to in the Game Mine Lounge, which officially opened earlier this year.
And still to come.
Definitely bring a thick blanket, and I should have brought some gloves because my hands are a little cold.
The Boiler Bats were singing this week at home, and fans didn't let the cold and rain keep them away. How to enjoy the great American pastime when the weather isn't perfect. That story is still ahead.
Are you looking for a new hobby?
Or do you want to have a fun evening with your friends?
Then come climb to new heights at the Co-Rec Climbing Wall.
Students can now enjoy a quick game or two at the Purdue Memorial Union's newest edition.
The Boiler Game Mine is located in the basement on PMU. Fast Track contributor Nate Schmidt shows us the facility and the friendly competition amongst fellow gamers.
Purdue University is known in part for its focus on technology, drawing in student gamers from around the world, including myself. I play Overwatch here, and have met many other players through the game mine. The Boiler Game Mine, located in the basement of the Purdue Memorial Union, opened in October 2022. The addition of this space allows students to pick up a controller and play their favorite video games with their friends.
So I come pretty often, at least usually like 2 to 3 times a week, and then the time depends. Sometimes I just play like 1 or 2 games, sometimes I can stay for like up to 40, not 40, I can spend up to like I'll spend like $20 just playing here. It's like 4 games, so yeah.
The Boiler Game Mine contains rows of 26 desktop gaming computers designed for competitive video games, as well as consoles such as the Xbox Series X or Nintendo Switch.
I would say that the racing rig on the Xbox is super popular, as well as just like the PCs in themselves. Most people come here with their friends to play Valorant, CSGO, or they'll just come in by themselves and get a couple games in before class.
A variety of Purdue's esports teams, including Purdue's Overwatch and Valorant teams, utilize the Game Mine setups to host events and practices.
I think the Game Mine provides like a really safe space. Like as a woman here, it's very comforting, a lot more comforting than I thought. Like the first time I came, I was genuinely scared because there was like maybe 3 other girls, but like we were welcomed with open arms and we all had a lot of fun. So,
with both casual and competitive gaming becoming more popular among college students, the Boiler Game Mine provides a spot for the Purdue community to sit, relax, and destroy their friends in Mario Kart. For Fast Track News, I'm Nate Schmidt.
What will we be seeing this week? Rain, rain, and get this, more rain. With that rain, we're going to have some slick roads. However, we're going to have a sunnier Sunday, so stay tuned for that in our full forecast coming up soon. Looking at our weekend forecast, we can see it's going to be pretty rainy on Friday. We have a chance of 91% chance of rain, so make sure to bring those umbrellas, bring those jackets, those rain boots. We're going to be seeing a high of about 46, and then we're going to see some more rain Saturday, however, not as much. However, the chance is still a little high, so definitely be aware of any sprinkles that might come your way, so still bring that umbrella with you. We'll have a high of 49 there, and then Sunday we're looking at a low of 34 and a high of 53 degrees, so it will be quite sunny for that Sunday, and it'll be a nice day to go outside. Now looking at our weekly forecast, once again, rain, then we'll see some sunshine. Monday, more rain, unfortunately. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, that's when we're going to see some partly cloudy skies. And then that will prep us for more rain on Thursday. We're getting a high of 56, so that will be nice. However, with that will come rain. Taking a look at our rain amounts that we are getting for Friday, Saturday, and Monday. So at 8 p.m. on Friday, we're looking at a little bit of accumulation. However, once we hit the end of the day Friday, we're going to get about 0.72 inches of rain. So it will be a rainy day for sure. Saturday at 8 p.m., same time, we're going to be looking at less accumulation. However, by the end of the day, we'll have a lot more rain, as we can see here. And then by the time we hit Monday, we will have the majority of that rain as well. Looking at our national forecast, we're going to be seeing a system that is headed our way. You can see this is on Saturday at around 2 a.m. So again, make sure to bring those rain jackets, raincoats, umbrellas. Might see a few rumbles of thunder here and there, so definitely be aware of that. Charge everything in case the power goes out. And again, as you can see from the 7-day forecast, we're below normal for average temperatures. So spring is on hold. But spring in baseball and softball are not. Both teams were in action This week, and meteorologist Anna Taylor went to find out how fans were keeping warm and if the cost was affecting our boilers.
I'm meteorologist Anna Taylor out here at Alexander Field, where the Boilermakers are currently playing off against the University of Illinois Chicago Flames. And it may say spring on the calendar, but with the weather as it is right now, it's not quite feeling like it. So we're out here talking to fans, see how they're bundling up for this spring season.
I knew I was going to be sitting here for a while, so I knew it would get cold like over time. So I brought like a puffier coat. I usually have like a thinner one, but I didn't bring it because I knew I needed like more support and like comfort. So
Definitely bring a thick blanket, and I should have brought some gloves because my hands are a little cold.
Make sure you have a lot of layers and insulated coveralls if you have them. Bring a blanket, a sweatshirt.
Do you usually come to these baseball games?
No, this is my first game actually. I'm from Chicago, so we're playing UIC, so I actually know someone on the team, so I thought I would come out and show my support for Purdue and my friend as well.
This is my second one this year, and this is their second home game.
Yeah, we have season tickets.
Very nice.
The three of us.
Very nice. Is this weather colder than usual than you think?
A little warmer than last year, but any day that you can play is a good day.
I'm used to the cold and I'm used to baseball games. My brother actually used to play in high school and I used to play when I was younger. So I kind of like enjoy coming out. I will definitely come to more games and I don't think the weather can really affect that as much.
And as you start coming out to these baseball and softball games, make sure you check the weather ahead of time. Not just what the temperature is right now, but as the game progresses. It can start getting colder, especially when the sun goes down. So start bringing your hats, your gloves, and even a blanket if the temperature calls for it. This is Anna Taylor with Fast Track News.
It was a chilly night at Alexander Field and Bittinger Stadium, where both Purdue baseball and softball took the field. More on that in a bit. Plus, if you've been walking in a cloud of March sadness, we get it. But there's a lot more to look back on. I'm Lee Xiaoshen. Don't go away. Sports is next.
I mean, every year's different, but it hasn't changed that much. Our league is just ominous, and you better lace them up tight and be ready to play every night. If not, you're going to get beat.
Hello, Boilermakers. Pretty sure a lot of people are still in the sad mood after Purdue March Madness loss. This is the second time in history that number 1 seed got upset by number 16 in the first round. But it was tougher for our reporters to see the loss in person. Gabriella Chu and John Waterworth will tell you what happened at the Nationwide Arena.
Last weekend, Purdue played in the first round of the NCAA tournament where they lost to FDU 58-63. This is the second time in history that a number 1 seed has fallen to a 16 seed. The first was actually in 2018 when the University of Maryland, Baltimore County defeated the number 1 seed Virginia. The game was held at Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio, in front of a packed crowd full of fans from all teams, not just Purdue.
Yeah, and whether it was the loud environment rooting for the Boilermakers or the fast-paced FDU team, Purdue shot at 35.8%, making only 5 of 26 field goal attempts. In the post-game press conference, Coach Matt Painter mentioned that shooting wasn't just a struggle in this game, but that the inconsistency had been seen throughout the season.
We've had stretches where we shot the ball well, then we had other stretches. Just that inconsistency, and I think that just kind of builds, you know, especially within individual games like this right here, to where, like now, like who really wants to step up and knock that shot down? You got to have 3 or 4 guys that want that.
To recap the season, Purdue finished 29-6 overall. Back in October, Purdue started out unranked in the polls, and after losing 3 key players from the previous season, Coach Painter said from the start that this would be a rebuilding year. Purdue brought in 2 freshman guard recruits this year, both Fletcher Lawyer and Braden Smith.
The 2 young guards took starting positions early on in the season and remained key players for the entire season, averaging about 30 minutes per game. Senior guard David Jenkins Jr. also transferred into Purdue this season to complete his last year of eligibility under Coach Painter. From the beginning, Purdue came out strong, remaining undefeated for the first 2 months of the season, climbing all the way to the number 1 team in the nation until their first loss in Rutgers. Although Purdue struggled through some of those losses that followed, they remained ranked in top 5 of the polls and went on to win the Big Ten Conference title and the Big Ten Championship in Chicago.
Going forward, the main question many fans have for next season, will Zach Edey be staying or will he be leaving? When asked in the post-game press conference following the FDU loss, Edey said he had no opinion on the matter at the moment. During the season, the 7-foot junior averaged 22 points per game, shooting at 60%. Edey was named the Big Ten Tournament MVP, consensus first-team All-American, and has been chosen as a finalist for the Naismith Trophy Player of the Year. After the many achievements and upsets in this rebuilding year, and with many players expected to return, that leaves much motivation for the upcoming season and what could be accomplished.
Fast Track wants to congratulate the men's team on a successful season, and we look forward to seeing them play next year.
Thank you to both of you on the great reporting on the road. Well, despite March Madness loss, Purdue still ended with the Big Ten regular season title and the Big Ten champion. The Boilermaker has received 25 regular season titles. This is the most in Big Ten. Meanwhile, IU is number 2 with 22 titles. Purdue's win in Big Ten champion make them the first team since 2019 and to win both on regular season title and tournament title. And we could see more awards to come. Zach Edey is named the finalist for National Player of the Year. Edey scored 757 points and played 438 rebounds this season. Just like FDU coach Toby Anderson says, no matter the wins, the losses, his average is always the same amount of points. Let's see what other accolades the Big Maple will bring us. And who knows, maybe the Boilermaker career isn't done yet. We can hope, right? Coach Matt Pinder is also named the finalist for Coach of the Year. By March 28th, fans can go on naismisthtrophy.com/vote to vote for their favorite players and coaches. You can also access that through the QR code on my left. Meanwhile, at Value City Arena, the women's basketball fell short against St. John's at the first 4 playing game. The Boilermaker hasn't been in the tournament since 2017. Reporter Julia Prickett has a story.
From the very start of the season, the noise-swirling women's basketball felt different. Mixed feelings on what Coach Gerald's sophomore season would bring behind a veteran squad on the hardwood. The 2022-2023 season wasn't always perfect. It wasn't always pretty, but it had something perhaps the last few seasons lacked: an undying resilience. The season became a testament to one of the first things Gerald said as a coach, that the basketball the Boilers would play would be played the right way. Taking things in their stride was what made this team stand out. To be the team that's hard to beat, a team that might steal one on the road that they weren't supposed to win. A team that gets the opponent thinking, man, we have to play Purdue, God, they play hard. In every quarter of the season's last 30 games, that's exactly what they did, and as a result, reached new heights, setting the bar and hinting on what's to come for the Boilermakers. As this season comes to a close, know that this women's program is just now starting to take off.
It's sad to see the seniors leaving, but we will have a new team with fresh blood. I can't wait to see where the women will land at next year. Fast Track is giving our best wishes to Cassidy Harton, Laisha Petrie, and Kaylin Harper. I know we have seen a lot of losses this week, but here's the good news from the wrestling team. Sophomore Matt Ramos upset 3-time wrestling champion Spencer Lee at 125 pounds. Ramos lead Lee 4-1 at the end of the first period. Lee fought back in the second with 4 points, and then come to the third round last-second upset.
Not going to be able to. He did it. Stepped across right there.
And he's looking for the fall. He's looking for the fall.
Unthinkable!
Oh my goodness!
The unthinkable Lee Tulsa! And the king has been knocked off the throne! Ramos knocks off Lee to go to the finals!
I've never seen anything like this. Everyone in this arena is on their feet. Holy cow. Matt Ramos of Purdue has knocked off one of the greatest college wrestlers.
Before playing Spencer Lee, Matt Ramos was ranked at number 4 seed. This stunning upset ended Lee's 58 winning streak and also cost his mom a pair of glasses. Ramos said, "I worked really hard and I trust in what I believe in." Ramos lost to Princeton's Pat Glory in the final, but this young man has a bright future waiting for him. Let's get our eyes back to West Lafayette. Purdue baseball hosted UIC at Alexander Field on Tuesday. UIC got 2 runs by the second inning, and the Boilers fought back after redshirt junior Paul Tate hits a double to left field. Senior Jack Jarvis extended the score to 4 after a home run at bottom of the 6th. However, the Boilers can't keep their advantage and lost the game after UIC's 4.9th inning. Paul Tate is definitely the star on the field. Since the beginning of the season, Tate has hit 31 RBIs and received 19 runs. Next to the baseball field, the softball team played a doubleheader against Indiana State Sycamores in the seasonal opener. The Boilers received a 2-6 loss at Game 1, then come back aggressively with a 9-2 win in Game 2. The Boilermakers will face Nebraska Cornhuskers in Lincoln as their first Big Ten play. The game will start at 6:30 Eastern Time this afternoon. That's a wrap for sports, and stay tuned. Fast Track will be back right after the quick timeout.
It's time for Question of the Week. What class would you recommend the most to Purdue students?
Reporter Rachel Tsai went to find out.
What is the class that you recommend the most to Purdue students?
I think an elective I've taken that I really like is abnormal psychology. I took it my freshman year and it taught me a lot about just the inner psyche and also my uncle dealing with a lot of PTSD. It helped me dissect that a lot. And I think I recommend it to any major of any variety. It was a really great class.
I would say it kind of depends on what you're interested in. I know that for me personally, I think the one that impacted me the most on a day-to-day basis was actually I think it's EAPS 315, which was a lot about collaborative, like teamwork, collaborative leadership, that sort of thing, and just learning to be more empathetic towards other people. I would say that has been probably the class that has affected me the most.
I'd say something sociology related. It really opens up your eyes to a lot of different subjects that you don't hear about in high school.
Taking a foreign language class, definitely.
There's not one that kind of wins above them all. I mean, there's good professors. I don't know, there's good experiences from every class.
Looking again at our weekly forecast, we're going to be looking at some rainy days, but then we'll have that sunny Sunday, so that'll be a great day to go outside and relax. Monday, more rain, unfortunately. Tuesday and Wednesday, it'll be a bit cloudy out. However, we won't see as much rain, so hopefully it'll be a better day to be outside, as well as we're going to reach a high of 52 on Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to reach a high of 56, but unfortunately we're going to get more rain. So definitely be prepared for that. Bring your rain boots, rain jacket, everything.
And our social media guru, Taylor Barrett, is here with a look at what we've been up to on social media. Taylor?
Hey Danielle and Andrea. During last week's break, you may have caught our sports team chasing down all the behind-the-scenes action from courts in Chicago and Ohio. But now that classes are back in session, our reporters have been covering all the ways students are settling back into the semester, whether it's been taking the time to register for a blood drive, recommended classes to peers, or sitting bundled up in the stadium to cheer on some baseball. Students are ready to boiler up and hammer down the rest of the academic year. We have it all up on our Instagram at Purdue Fast Track News.
Thank you for joining us. That's all for this week. I'm Andrea Yu.
And I'm Daniel Beckes. Tune in next Friday to stay up to date on all Purdue news, weather, and sports. This has been Fast Track News.